need to do Loud Table News. We just scroll once a week through the.
We can do like we can do topic of the week, where we just scroll through the news and see. So, guys, welcome to Loud Table Podcast. My name is Matthew Gedros. I'm your host. This is the four times weekly podcast where we get together and discuss some bullshit. I am joined today by Chris.
How's it going?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good.
And I'm joined by Anthony.
Hey guys.
All right, so we're going to get right into this. So, guys, this is something that we just decided that we're going to start doing.
We were probably partly being recorded when we came up with the idea.
So,
we should totally do this.
So we were struggling to figure out a topic, and by the way, we're back.
Yeah.
We're back, baby. We had to do some restructuring. We're still in the midst of it.
Like the dinosaurs movie, or like that dinosaur movie.
Yeah, we are back. That thing was fucking creepy, dude. When he goes to when they go to like that demon fucking carnival, that fucking creeped me out when I was a kid. Anyway, so we're gonna occasionally just go through news stories and talk about news stories, discuss them at length. And I came across a news story here that
we're not really
everybody's
probably. Let's make a thing though. Nothing super political.
Yeah. It's just going to be funny, stupid things.
Yeah, whatever we find that we can...
Yeah, so I just went to Google News, and right here, I'm sure everybody's heard of it at this point, but man trapped in ATM slips handwritten please help note through receipt slot, is what it says. Now, Chris had a very visceral reaction to this.
How the fuck do you get trapped in an ATM?
All right, so
I've seen the inside of these motherfuckers. Now. They're not like...
Very so this is what the thing says, Chris. It says noises. It says many noises. There you go. So it says, please help. I'm stuck in here. I just realized Anthony's mic was turned down that whole time. Welcome to the show, Anthony.
Oh my God, I'm here now.
Yeah. All right. So please help. I'm stuck in here. And I don't have my phone. Please call my boss at, and then it has the number and it's blanked out.
It works for the ATMs.
All right. So
the ATMs is a company.
First question is, how do you lock yourself in an ATM? Second, how much money do you steal out of the ATM if there's any in there?
To compensate for your time?
And why?
Fucking all of it, dude.
I'm assuming, based off, I'm going to read this.
How long was he in there?
That's what I'm going to read here. Okay. So, an ATM in Corpus Christi, Texas. So this is in Texas. It wasn't in Florida like I would expect.
Oh, it's got to be hot, too.
Yeah. Was dispensing more than money Wednesday afternoon. After completing transactions, customers were shocked to find an alarming handwritten note popped through the receipt slot. Each note had a similar message. Oh, so he did it multiple notes. How is he writing in the dark? I imagine it's dark in there. How is he doing this? Was this pre-prepared?
How did he have to write more than one note? Do you think the first couple people were just like, it's probably just a joke?
I'm going to tell you one thing about Texas right now.
Nobody gives a shit.
We don't give a fuck.
So some people thought the scribbled note was simply a prank and walked away. But the contractor trapped inside was hoping somebody would take his plea seriously. My thing is, could they not hear him in an ATM? Couldn't he just be like, help! I'm stuck in an ATM! Help me! Jesus! That's not a joke! I'm stuck in here! Oh, God! So luckily somebody did take it serious. It took more than 2 hours. So he's baking in basically a metal fucking oven.
Dude could have died.
Yeah, I guess they're well ventilated, I guess.
Maybe they're air conditioned.
I mean, they've probably got to be at least somewhat temperature regulated because you can't let a computerized device get too fucking hot. But still, that can still get pretty warm.
So when police received the unusual call, they too thought it might be a trick. When they arrived on the scene and approached the ATM, they could hear a faint voice calling to them from inside.
Some motherfuckers could hear them.
So quote, we come out here and sure enough, we can hear a little voice coming from the machine, said a Corpus Christi police officer, Richard Olden. Richard Olden, that's a name, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So we are thinking this is a joke. It's got to be a joke, said the police officer. All right.
No, for real, I'm trapped. I can't find a good picture of the interior of an ATM, but they're not spacious, let me tell you.
No, I've seen one popped open. They're not large at all.
No.
Okay, so it's a small room connected to the machine while he was changing the lock is what he was trapped in. He didn't have his key card or phone on him, and he was unable to contact any of the Bank of America employees inside.
Oh, okay. So this is one of the ones that's connected to the building.
Yeah.
Okay, makes more sense because I was fixing to say, I work with this guy, Troy. He's the smallest dude I've ever seen, and I still don't think he'd fit in an ATM.
Listen, there's actually a dwarf person I know that probably couldn't fit inside most ATMs.
So yeah, they had to knock down the door to the ATM to free him.
And I can see them now getting out a battering ram to free
exactly
a dude
what I was
from
saying. Just like 4 fucking cops battering ram the side of the ATM.
Boom! It's slowly crushing him. He's like, yank it! Don't crush it! You fucking turtles!
You see a fucking
every time they connect, you just
shitty
hear,
dude, bro, motherfucking like walking down the streets like, this is the weirdest fucking robbery I've ever seen.
Every time they hit it, every time they hear it, you just hear, ow! Ow! Ow!
Fuck, stop hitting me!
Is that money yelling at them? What's happening?
So once you get done with this news story, I've got another news story from Texas that needs to come up, okay?
Okay.
And our old friend Richard Olden had said, everything's okay. You'll never, quote, everyone is okay, but you'll never see this in your life. That somebody was stuck in an ATM. It was just crazy. The weird thing about that is, never mind. Grammatically, that's correct. I thought they fucked up punctuation, this writer, but he's good.
Yeah.
So that's a thing I saw.
Well, here's the question. How the fuck did he get locked in the first place? Does he not have the key?
His key card, he had dropped his key card. He didn't have his key card on him.
It's probably one of those like heavy like self-closing doors,
Okay.
which they put on
Where would his key have been? If he dropped it outside, could they not have just picked up the fucking key and opened the door?
Probably like left it in his work truck or something.
Why didn't they go to his work truck?
No, please. It's Texas. Two things. We don't give a fuck and we ain't smart.
To use the battering ram?
Yeah.
I found that hilarious. Like, dude, that's such a weird thing. Imagine having to tell that story. Now, another thing the thing said was this man has not been identified, so he feels very much shameful that he got locked into an ATM. He has not come forward. He's like, nope, never admitting to this.
Dude probably got fired, though.
You know, his wife was probably like, where have you been? Honey, you got off work like 2 hours ago. Where have you been? And he's just like, man. You know,
he didn't have his phone with him.
You know that was his last job of the day. It had to have been. You know what I mean? Because the last thing is always the worst, where you're like, fuck, man, I only got this
Well, he
last
clearly
thing to
didn't
do.
have his phone, so she probably texted him. She getting no response. He's late from getting home from work. This bitch thinks he's cheating or hooking up with some bitch. And then you're stuck in a fucking ATM.
You have to go home and you have to either explain that you're...
Like, yeah, no, baby, I wasn't cheating on you. I got trapped in an ATM.
Where were you? I don't want to answer
There's
that
no
question.
way this story is going to be believable. So
Why do you smell like money? You at the fucking strip club?
there's no way that... Yeah.
Well, I don't... Babe, I really don't want to tell you what happened. I just...
Oh, my God.
I just think that's
And he's
hilarious.
unnamed on the news, so she still can't believe the story even if he tells her.
So I'm still looking through some news here. There's actually some more funny.
Anyways,
news, but you tell your
so
story.
the other Texas news.
How recent is this?
Fairly recent.
Okay.
Basically, Texas is going to allow open carry of swords.
Moving to Texas. I mean, technically, with the way Tennessee knife laws are now, you can kind of get away with it.
Yeah,
you don't
as
have a
long as
maximum
Sean-
blade length.
Sean used to carry a sword with him
As long as it doesn't have a
Who's
handguard,
Sean?
you're good.
from work.
Oh, okay.
But Texas is allowing like full-on dueling swords, handguard, everything.
Handguard doesn't matter in Tennessee.
All right.
No. You can't have it
Double-edged.
double-edged or for anything that could only be feasibly used for stabbing. Tennessee knife laws got real lenient last couple years. 2014, I think it was, but still.
But yeah. So you're going to see like just some old school people walking around with...
Here's the thing. Canada, I just found out, is recently like rewording some of the laws that involve people dueling. Like you can actually fight duels now. You're just not really like allowed to like kill each other.
Dude, I'll duel the shit out of everyone. I'll Andrew Jackson the fuck out of this. You have no idea how
Like,
dope I'll get.
The wording is still there in such a way that you can't kill somebody in a duel.
I didn't say I'd kill somebody.
And you're not, as far as I'm able to tell, you can get in trouble for intentionally trying to goad someone into a duel, just so that you can fuck them up.
I want to know how many notes this dude pushed through the ATM for somebody who's like, fuck it, I'll call the cops. Like, I want a number on that.
Unless you get the right old ladies, they'll just think it's the receipt and keep going. They don't look at shit.
All
My
right,
money's
so-
talking to me now.
So a couple other.
Oh, this is supposed to be one of those teller-assisted ATMs.
Help, I'm stuck in here. That's a cruel joke. I'm leaving.
This isn't cool at all.
Well, your shift should end soon. They gotta let you out eventually.
You think he got paid for those 2 hours?
I would hope so.
I hope he got fucking paid, boy. If you get me. Hold on, there's an ad. Fuck you, ad! I'm not interested. I'm trying to see if I think all the Emmy nominations are released. I think that's.
I don't follow those, so
it would just be interesting to go over what was nominated and what wasn't nominated.
You know what I would have done to get that ATM checked out and get out of there as quick as possible?
Jam it.
No, just start handing people ripped bills.
I don't know.
I'd unplug the machine. I'd unplug the little dispenser thing. Because the second somebody doesn't get their money,
I mean, the dude works on ATMs.
The fuck out.
He should know how to do that.
I literally take calls for unnamed bank because I'm not allowed legally to disclose exactly what bank I work for.
Yeah, we're not even allowed to say it on the phones. Well, y'all ain't.
Yeah,
McAndrew on these phones.
But
boom,
I do work for a bank. I take calls for a bank, and when we get ATM misdispense calls. We'll have people that'll be sitting there 40 minutes on the phone still at the fucking ATM we're going to fix the problem right that second.
Yeah, like when they take the debit cards. Those were the worst calls.
Oh, yeah. But
it took my debit card. What do you want me to do?
No, if I were
give it back.
If I were trapped in that motherfucker, the first thing I'd do is just make it, just disable the fucking ATM to where it won't give out money, and you'll have people calling for fucking the next 3 hours.
Punch your hand through the screen from the back. That'd be the scariest thing when somebody's getting money.
So I'm reading an article now about the fact that ravens can apparently make plans. Mm-hmm. Now I knew they could prank things, but apparently they can make actual flexible plans and think on their feet.
And they'll remember they'll remember who you are too.
So you can
fucking smart.
You can mask yourself and they'll still know who you are.
Ravens apparently,
crows and ravens, all corvid birds are smart.
They had assumed, scientists had assumed based off this article that they could plan things, but some people weren't completely sold off it because their ability to.
They'll memorize traffic patterns and shit so that they can safely get to food in the road and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is basically the idea of them being able to do things for food is just biological instinct, is what some scientists are saying. So they set up a series of tests with five ravens, and they proved that they could flexibly plan during. That sentence is weird. They could flexibly plan during tasks that they didn't do in the wild, using tools and bartering.
Hmm.
Yeah, they bartered. That's kind of interesting. I'll give you 4 goats for this. That's my raven voice. It's basically Mickey Mouse.
Smooth, shiny.
But yeah.
Oh!
No, the entire corvid species, not really species, but genus, I think it's surprisingly smart. I was reading up on that, actually.
Another thing I read.
It's also illegal to own most corvids, at least in our state.
So own a crow if I could.
It's not, certain species you can in our state, like the ones that we have naturally here, you can't because they're classified as wildlife. Let me tell you, I hate Tennessee's fucking wildlife as pet laws because I want a pet skunk like there's no fucking tomorrow.
There's one at work you can have.
But it has to be one that's
deglanded and stuff.
Deglanded and raised, from.
It just had babies not too long
tininess.
ago. So a lot of my news readings I do are on Reddit because it's the front page of the internet. And I was reading.
I don't think that's factually accurate.
They're the self-proclaimed.
I never go to Reddit.
That's their slogan.
I don't care what their slogan is. It's a damn lie.
But basically, there's they did a test with rats. And if you put 2 rats in a cage and you put one of the rats in a smaller constricted box, the first rat will go and free the trapped rat, showing that it has compassion. And if you put treats in the corner, the rat that's free will go eat some of the treats, but save some for the rat that he's fixing to free so that he can eat after he's out of the enclosure.
This is kind of interesting.
Here's the real question. Which does he do first?
What?
Probably eats.
Yeah, he eats a little bit, and then he'll go free the rat and guide him over to the corner with treats.
So interesting thing from this. Basically, they would give the ravens tokens extensively to trade that they then taught them that they could trade for food or whatever. And depending on what tokens would be given to them and how long they held on to the token, they would give them larger amounts of food. So the ravens actually learned this and chose to opt out of the immediate reward of getting food and would actually save it for larger amounts of food later.
Dude, that's smarter than most people I know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I read like a study about children that was kind of like that, where it was like, okay, we're going to give you this little bit of candy, and if you don't eat any of it for however long, an hour or whatever, we'll give you more candy or whatever than this or whatever. And I'm pretty sure most kids ended up eating the candy. Yeah.
It's like, oh, fuck it, I'll get candy now.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
And I'm a kid, so they're probably going to give me more candy later anyways.
Yeah. So what you're saying is crows are more financially responsible adults than we are?
Yeah, ravens are apparently very intelligent.
It's time for me to go get raised by birds. It's a little late for that.
This is just kind of interesting to me. Like, this isn't really like a funny thing to talk about.
It really isn't, but
it's interesting. Yeah, it's I find that another interesting headline that I saw here was mac and cheese contains harmful chemicals, and I'm like, I'm fucked.
I live off of mac and cheese. In fact, what was my dinner last night, Chris?
Mac and cheese with hot dog Pac-Mans?
Yeah, it was.
Dude, that is my favorite meal of all time is mac and cheese and hot dogs.
Yeah.
Well, his was mac and cheese and hot dog Pac-Man.
So you cut a little thing in it? And
they just trying to make them look like hearts, but they just walk.
Yeah, there's hearts from a wife, but, you know.
They walk-a-walked.
They walk all over the place. In fact, some of them walk it so hard they look like they were fixing to die.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting. So I find funny if you go to entertainment-related topics, Kid Rock, Kit Harington, Jon Snow, Daenerys Targaryen, Westworld, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Dunkirk.
What the fuck is there about Kid Rock? Is he dead yet?
No, he's going to be running for Senate. Did you not hear about this?
Oh,
Kid Rock running for Senate. Kid Rock for Senate.
The one musician I can't stand regardless is running for Senate.
And I think wherever he's from.
According to his Twitter page, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson
might be running for president.
Should be running for president in 2020.
Yep, welcome to America, guys.
Yeah.
So we like to run our government with celebrities.
Robert James Ritchie.
Guys, if we keep doing this and get famous, we can run the United States.
Robert James Ritchie, also known by his rap rock moniker.
We got to kick ass at this because one of us is running for president in 2040.
My name is... Listen. I have no problem running for president. The problem is going to be I'm gonna be a Donald Trump type in the way that not as like I don't like not his policies, but like half the country's gonna be like, we fucking love this guy because I'm not gonna dress up anything. I'm gonna tell you exactly how it is. I'm gonna be like, listen, man, some fucked up shit happened. All right, I'm gonna be the only president that comes on live TV, and if there is fucking aliens, I'll be like, listen,
there's aliens, people.
I'll make like a pre-recorded speech or whatever, like pre-written speech, and I'll be like, all right. And I won't let anybody know, and I'll be like, today is a great day. There's aliens, motherfuckers. I seen them. I've been in the room. They there. They real. Panic.
And would there actually be aliens, or would you just be
the shit? No, I would only do it if there's actually aliens. If there wasn't actually aliens, I'd be like, guys, there ain't no aliens. And everybody would be like, lies, bullshit. I'd be the only president.
I think we're bordering awfully close to our first
we are bordering awfully close to the whole like politics discussion.
Instead of doing like I'd be the first president to ask me anything instead of press junkets. Anyways, so
we're not getting into the policies.
So Robert James Ritchie, also known as his rap moniker Kid Rock, is running for the United States.
Of course, his fucking last name is Ritchie.
Senate. Guess where he's from? Do you know? I don't think that you're gonna look.
I can't see it from here. Yes.
Okay. You would assume he's from where?
A southern
Alabama.
Like Alabama or something? Yeah. He's from Michigan.
Yes.
Running for Senate in Michigan.
No fucking right to make the music he does.
That's crazy to me.
You see the video where he just gets hit with that big thing on stage?
But he's a cowboy, baby.
Yeah.
I hope that's his slogan. Be a cowboy. Vote for Kid Rock. My name is...
Listen, if he gets more votes than he gets... album sales, he's still not going to win.
I don't know. That motherfucker, I'm pretty sure he has pretty good album sales, all things considered.
I think he had pretty good album sales in 1999.
Well, now he's all about America, so like people that like country music and shit like that like him.
Yeah, but that's
born in the USA. The South probably buys more albums, I would say, than the North, because the North, we just steal our music. Boom, killing it. I would never admit to doing such a thing, though. I would never. Who said I would?
Yo ho, a pirate's life for you.
Basically, yeah. All right, let's see. I'm curious as to what his album sales are looking like now.
Yeah, this is not our normal loud table, people.
Yeah, this is very much not normal. All right, so his first platinum album was in 1998, Devil Without a Cause.
Hold on, before we go any further into that, how long do you think we keep doing this podcast before we get some sort of hate communication from a celebrity?
Eventually, we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, I think that's our new goal.
I don't know.
To piss off some celebrity to the point that they have to reach out to us.
And then we'll be
We'll
like,
be the
come
trolls
on.
before the
John
trolls of the
Leguizamo.
trolls.
And then we'll be like, come on the podcast and we'll talk about it or whatever. And then they're going to come on the podcast and we're going to be like, also, you know who's going to join the podcast? Our good friend, Pauly Shore. That's the dream, dude. I want to meet Pauly Shore. Something fierce. I love Pauly Shore. Anyways, back to it. So, 1998 was his first album that really got any sort of media attention. Mm-hmm. It went 11 times platinum, which means it's actually diamond. That's Devil Without a Cause. Funny thing was that it only peaked at number 4 on the U.S. Billboard.
And it was
charts.
Probably Cowboy that...
Probably. Next thing went 5 times platinum.
No, that was, I think, his second album.
Well, this wasn't his first album.
Care.
This was his 4th album.
Oh.
This is just the first one that actually blew up. Because he had one in 1990, 1993, and 1996. None of them charted. None of them went gold. This one, like I said, went 11 times platinum in the United States and went a couple different things other places. Then he released one in 2001 called Cocky. Came in 3rd on the U.S. Hot 100. Went 5 times platinum. Kid Rock, 2013, 8th, went platinum 1 time. Then Rock and Roll Jesus, which is a great title for an album. That's what they used to call me in high school. Rock and Roll Jesus. No, they never called me that. 2007, 3 times platinum. 2010, Born Free, platinum. And then Rebel Soul 2012 went gold, and then his most recent one, which was released 2015, was number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, but didn't get any sort of certificates.
So
but
not amazingly.
It's just no. It's
he had
still
one
solid.
that was
I
pretty
think.
decent.
Nothing really, unless you're like a Jay-Z or a Drake. I don't think you go that big anymore. Like, I don't think anybody really has super massive sales except for those crazy people like Katy Perry and Taylor Swift. Because even like Logic,
Weird Al Yankovic.
Logic's like a huge thing for me, and I know a lot of fucking people fuck with Logic, but I don't even think his most recent album went gold. But he still got a record deal.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, you figure 1998 was a very different time than modern. Modern day, I don't feel like album sales are as big as possible. You know, obviously.
I don't think people buy. Well, it's not that they're buying the full album anymore. They're just buying the songs they want off of it.
Yeah. That's fair enough. But the thing is like Devil Without a Cause, this 1998 album, that went 11 times platinum, and that was in 1998. I can guarantee you he's getting a huge chunk of that money.
Yeah.
Huge. Compared to modern day artists, I guarantee you he's making a huge fucking killing off that money.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Bought the nicest double wide.
A thing I often heard was back in the day you toured so that you sold albums. Now you make an album so you can tour.
Yeah.
That's where you make your money is off merch and touring. Anyways, guys, so any other weird topics or news you want to talk about real quick?
You're the one with the page open, so I'd have to...
I'm pretty much out of weird news. The only reason I dived into that Kid Rock thing is because you hadn't seemed to have heard of it, and I was...
No, I hadn't.
I like that a lot.
Same with the ATM story.
The only other interesting thing is, I'm not sure, do you guys like fighting at all?
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
So McGregor and Mayweather are finally
I'll be
happening.
actually going to go see that. Me and Mike are hitting up the crowbar so that we can watch the fight there.
Hell yeah. So McGregor versus Mayweather. I'm not really a fight. I watch fights to some extent. I'm not sure if I'll go, though. Because Ronnie also invited me to his viewing party, and I'm I'm not sure if I'm going to go either way. But anyways, Mayweather versus McGregor. So, how you feel about this?
I think Mayweather's going to kill it.
That's what everybody's assuming. I assume that too. Now, mind
Here's the
you,
thing. There are certain people that after a certain point you just shouldn't bet against.
Well, here's the thing that's
That'd be
interesting
like
about
betting against Muhammad Ali back in the day. You just wouldn't do it.
Actually, a lot of people would. So,
well,
I watched this. I've been reading a lot of stuff about Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali was very interesting. Whenever he came back and fought Mike Tyson, Rumble in the Jungle, everybody assumed that he was not going to win. He's actually responsible for 2 of the biggest upsets of all time, which is the first time he won the belt. I forget what the boxer's name that he won against, but it's that picture that you always see of him where he has the glove up and the dude's on the ground or whatever. That's the first time he won the belt. It was like 30-1. In his favor or whatever, because he was 20-some-odd-year-old kid. He was just some dumb kid, like no one knew of him. And then, of course, he went on, ended up getting beaten for the title. He didn't get beaten for the title. He got arrested or whatever for the draft dodging or whatever the fuck for 5 years.
Yeah.
Then he came back or whatever, and he ended up fighting George Foreman, obviously, Rumble in the Jungle, and that was another huge upset. No one expected him to win that. That's when the rope-a-dope was invented. But yeah, that was a huge upset. Like the odds were like 50-1 against him. Yeah.
Well, that
mean
was
to
fairly
say
early
George
on in his
Foreman?
career too, though, wasn't it?
Nah, he was already like in his late 30s, almost 40s at that time. And another interesting thing, which is kind of interesting, is George Foreman actually retired and became a minister for 10 years. Came out of retirement at the age of 43 and won the world heavyweight championship again.
Damn.
Yeah, that was another interesting side note. But Mayweather is 40 years old now. But I feel like he's just gonna fucking destroy McGregor. Now, mind you, McGregor's got hands. Like I think it was whatever that dude's name, Alto or something like that.
Yeah.
He knocked that dude out in what, like 43 seconds or something like that?
I didn't see that one.
Some crazy thing. He's got powerful hands, but I feel like Mayweather's just gonna dance around him, and McGregor's just gonna get tired. Because after a couple rounds, McGregor isn't shit.
Right.
You know.
Kind of diminishing returns each round.
Yeah, extensively, you know. And if he tries to win by decision, Mayweather's going to fucking destroy him on win by decision.
Right.
He has to try and knock Mayweather out within the first couple rounds, I'd say.
Well, here's my question. So we're all pretty much under the assumption that Mayweather's going to win the fight.
Yeah.
Here's my real question. Who do you think would win, Mayweather or Blackula?
So I feel like Money Mayweather would fight the Blackula, and the Blackula would bite Mayweather, turning him into a Blackula.
Oh, shit. So it's
and then Pauly Shore would jump from the crowd with me on his back, and he'd be like, "Surprise! It's the Weasel!" with my Blackula hunting friend, Matt Gantry.
Who was also trained by GSP.
And then they'd be like, "Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Don't cut the pay-per-view off.
Just ring
it. This is gold."
Ding, ding, and then
the fight would begin.
And the feed drops.
The Rocky theme would start. I think that's what would happen.
So who would win that?
You'll have to find out next time.
Fuck.
On the Loud Table Podcast. I do want to thank everybody for listening. This, like I said, is Loud Table Podcast. We are part of the Loud Table Productions Podcast Network. We record...
That was a long fucking segue.
We record a lot of shit. We're going through a restructure right now, so we're not sure how much shit we're uploading and when we're uploading it or whatever, but we'll figure it out. Thank you for sticking with us in the meantime. We haven't uploaded in a very long time, in like 2 weeks almost, and we've had a crazy amount of views still. Almost nothing's changed. So we appreciate the support, guys. We do want to thank you for listening. You can follow us on Facebook, Loud Table Productions. You can follow us on Instagram, loudtable_productions. You can follow us on Twitter, loudtableprod. You can email us, loudtableproductions@gmail.com. Tell us things you'd like us to discuss in the future, crazy news stories that you might see. You can email us. Tell us if you like this as well, this news thing. We're kind of trying it out for the first time.
Feels like a kind of a more freeform kind of
thing.
I kind of like it.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll still obviously do the topics, you know, the pre-chosen topics or whatever, but maybe like once a week or something like that we can do news shit. You can follow us individually on Twitter. I am at Gadry Ross. That's GADRYROSS.
I'm at Chris_Bogard.
I'm at Anthony Hagen 13.
And I think that about wraps it up, guys. Please rate us and share us with all your friends. Give us reviews, comments, whatever the fuck you're into. Yeah. I still need a sign-off phrase. I'll never get one.
Kusno!
I'll never get one. I guess it's just Kusno.
Kusno!
Yeah.
It's Kusno.
I think it's just Kusno! Goodbye.